humbling night for the defending champion Rams.
Yeah.
Historic night for Sean McVay, who is under 500 as a head coach for the first time in his career. But there's another way to put it. I'll put it like this. We expected a shootout between the Rams and the Bills. And as the old saying goes, the Rams brought a knife to a gunfight. The Bills bought a Draco. And I say that because, Michael, before we go any further, I have never been more proud to be your brother from another. Because I came in planning to give you so much shit. I came in planning to say, no, there is absolutely no room on this here bandwagon. But brother, you know the way to my heart. You know how I feel about Griselda, Black Soprano Family, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, West Side Gun, 38 Special.
Yes.
Your feed today is a work of art, and dare I say, is the greatest feed. You and I are the only people that get off on this anyway. Nobody even pays attention to this, but we get off on this. It is the greatest feed in the history of this show. Bravo, brother. Bravo. If you know,
Benny the Butcher.
you know.
Benny the
know,
Butcher.
you know. That's the
There
feed.
it is.
And if you're listening on SiriusXM on the podcast, check our Twitter page to read the feed or something. I don't know what to say. I ain't gonna do it through it all.
Hey, all you need to know, is
Chef's kiss.
crowns for kings. That's it. Crowns for kings. Leave it right there. Not only some great lyricism on there, and great rapping from Benny the Butcher and Black Dog.
And great writing from you in that feed.
And Mike, how about the sample? How about the consistent sample? Ooh,
Yeah.
Al Green.
Right. Look what you done for me.
Al Green with that.
And look what you done for me. Of all Al Green songs, not Love and Happiness, but look what you done for me.
Come on. Come on,
okay.
man. Look.
Okay.
But I got to tell you, you're right. You're right. Buffalo, and I know, Mike, okay, here's a disclaimer. One disclaimer. We both have to put this out. Well, I'm going to put it out. I don't know, you may not agree with this. One game, Thursday night, September. It does not necessarily mean that the Rams are going to be 7-10 and that Buffalo is going to go 15-2. But that being said, oh, wow.
Right.
Oh, wow, what a statement. What a statement from the Buffalo Bills, and statements all over the field. I mean, statements from the coaching staff. Last time we saw Leslie Frazier, defense wasn't great. Defense was great last night. Von Miller, first game, getting the sack. Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen. I mean, like, all over the field, the Buffalo Bills.
They covered kicks like their lives depended on it last night. All the way down to their coverage
And they overcame. How many turnovers? They had 4 turnovers, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, 4. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
That's
two
not even.
fumbles, 2 interceptions.
So they don't feel like they don't even feel like they played their best
punts,
game. You didn't play your best game. If you turned over 4 times, you didn't play your best game, and still their A- game, B+ game was enough to have a commanding 31-10, not that close kind of performance.
So this is why I'm comfortable overreacting to one game with Buffalo, because it's not like they're just some cute upstart team. Going back to our man Benny the Butcher, this feels like year 3 in the beginning of a 10-year run. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a team that we didn't see coming. This is the Super Bowl favorite that has had a lot of hype, a lot of betting action. I'm speaking your language now. A lot of betting action around it this offseason. And all they did was confirm what we thought we knew coming into the season. On the road, when nobody wins on the road, let alone decisively, nobody wins on the road against the defending Super Bowl champion when they're hanging the banner. Not like that. And so what we saw last night was exactly what I said yesterday, which is show me the hole in this roster. Bro, they got 7 sacks without blitzing. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to be able to get that kind of pressure without blitzing. But they got your man Von Miller. Okay? They got the hired gun. They got this mercenary named Von Miller, and they showed no mercy to poor Matthew Stafford. We'll get to the Rams in a second. But man, crowns for kings. Let's go ahead and do our Dennis Green thing right now and crown them. Now, I had them winning the AFC. I had them winning the AFC yesterday. There's still time, because I think you had the Chiefs
I do.
Given your,
and you know why?
given the homage you paid to Benny the Butcher,
I think I give them their love.
But I'm willing to make some phone calls to get some room on this bandwagon if you want to join the Bills bandwagon.
They don't need it. Too much damage has been done. It's irreparable.
No,
it's irreparable.
It's not.
I'm there at the side of the road doing this, and they're just like zooming by. I'm like, nah, man.
They're driving through puddles, splashing water on you.
You see somebody? I didn't see nobody. But I'll tell you why I'm sticking with Kansas City. It's like, and this is almost like, you usually don't see this in football as much as you do in basketball. Remember, like, especially old school basketball, you had to like go through your nemesis to finally make it to the finals. So, like the Pistons, old school, Isaiah Thomas Pistons, had to get through the Celtics to get to the NBA Finals. And, you've got to, whether it's the Lakers, you play those big teams, the Lakers, the Celtics back in the day, you had to go through them.
Yeah, you got to climb.
You got to go through
to get
to where you want to go. And for Buffalo, that thorn, getting biblical on you now, that thorn in my side, that thorn is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Is it though?
Like sure. They had the AFC. Think about it. AFC Championship game a couple years ago in Kansas City. Buffalo had a lot of momentum. They went to Kansas City. They melted down. They did not play a great game then. Kansas City go to the Super Bowl. Last year, the 13 seconds, you got them. We finally got them.
It haunts them.
And
it haunts them. But more than anything, the problem with last year was the coin toss. And you and I spent all offseason talking about the merits of overtime.
That was not the problem.
It was the coin toss.
That wasn't the problem.
If you're Buffalo, all I'm saying is if you're Buffalo, you don't feel like you got to go through Kansas City. Even though they didn't win the AFC last year, neither did Kansas City for the record. If you're Buffalo and they played like this last night, you feel like the AFC comes through us because the AFC should have gone through them last year. But it wasn't so much that Kansas City was better than them. It's that they gave it away with 13 seconds, and they didn't win the kickoff. That's how I would look at it if I was the Bills. Not that we got to get over the hump that is Kansas City. It ain't like Kansas City's won in the last 2 years.
That's a very disrespectful view.
Is it?
That was a very that's disrespectful.
I'm disrespecting Kansas City. Am I?
Yes. You said the reason they didn't win last year because you're gonna put it on the coin toss and they gave it away. They gave it away.
Yeah, that's how I saw that game. I don't know what you saw.
Okay, well, I just know Kansas City.
See, this why you can't be on the bandwagon.
I know I don't want to be on the bandwagon.
Part of being on the bandwagon, you got to look at everything from a Bills perspective.
I want to give them their love and their respect, but I think they probably know it too. You think somebody in Buffalo says, "Oh man, we gave it away," or did Kansas City take? Okay, well, yeah, somebody in Buffalo would say that.
Yeah,
I would say exactly. Kansas City took it from them because they made two really good plays with 13. Mm-hmm. They did everything they could. They maximized 13 seconds. Think about it this way: economists all around the world say, "Now that is a brilliant use of time and space." 13 seconds. You had 13 seconds, and you did all of that to force overtime, and then we can get into the coin toss and stuff. But all you had to do was defend them and keep them from getting in that situation. They couldn't do it.
Right. So I'm saying, like, if we're disrespecting anybody, well, if you're disrespecting anybody because I am grandfathered in, it's the Cincinnati Bengals, the actual AFC defending champions. I know Kansas City, for the most part, has been the class of the conference for the last several years, and there's no reason to believe that they won't be there at the end again. All I'm saying is if you're Buffalo and you got that quarterback and you got those receivers, you got that defense, it was the number one defense last year, quiet as it's kept. And the only reason I say quiet as it's kept is because somebody on this show didn't want to recognize them as the number one defense last year.
On paper, they were.
Thank you. Right on cue.
Can I say
on
this?
cue.
Can I say
to which they then added Von
Miller. Beautiful.
So, as I like to say, cancel Christmas. Go ahead. What you got?
Hey, I want to say, a note, and I don't know if we'll talk about it later, but just a little aside, when Bill Belichick gave a one-on-one to Dan Shaughnessy today, and one of the things he said.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. How about that?
Shocking.
Some good stuff. Some good stuff in that.
Yeah.
Dan Shaughnessy, for those who don't know, columnist, longtime columnist for the Boston Globe. But anyway, one of the things he said in there he said, yeah, we had a good defense last year statistically. He said statistically at least. It was a good defense. So Buffalo was number 1 last year, and the Patriots were number 2. So the number 1 defense gave up a score with 13 seconds left in the game, and the number 2 defense couldn't force Buffalo to punt in an entire playoff game. Couldn't force a punt. So statistically is correct.
So I got another S word for you. The word is situational. Situationally, neither of those defenses was championship caliber.
That's
I think,
fair.
again, it's only one game, but that's what Von Miller was brought in for those types of situations. And every team in the league has got a situation on its hands when it comes to how to slow down Buffalo's offense. And if you can't keep up with Buffalo's offense, even when they're turning the ball over, how are you supposed to move the ball against a pass rush that can make life hell for your quarterback with 4 and keep those safeties deep to prevent you from making big plays and catching up with their offense and keeping up with that offense? Josh Allen, all right, we want to talk about do-overs, man. Look.
Come on. Where's your quarterback list?
Yeah,
where's your list?
You know what? You know,
Throw that
you know
out.
exactly. I mean, you and I are old enough. In the 80s, the prototype. I hope that you're the one. If not, you are the prototype. The prototype was John Elway. That was Robo QB. That was the guy that built in the lab once upon a time, was John Elway. That's the prototype right there. I came in front. That's the prototype right there. And the previous Terminator, okay? What was the first one? It was the T-100. If Cam Newton is a T-100, Josh Allen's a T-1000. Josh Allen's that alloy joint that was melting in Terminator 2. or the one that was copying people in Terminator. Like he's different. He built different, okay? He's Cam Newton with accuracy, okay?
Here it is.
The dude.
Here it is.
I mean, it's unfair.
Oh God!
What he is able to do, and what he's willing to do. Not just able to do, what he's willing to do. Josh Allen gives no Fs about anything or anybody, including himself. There was one point where he was running up the middle between the tackles and he had his leg up one way and he was stretched the other way like that was about to split him in half. He got up pushing people. He doesn't care. And I'll say this. I still say there is nobody that I believe that defenses fear more with the ball in his hands at the quarterback position than Tom Brady. I still feel that
Really?
way. He's still the best quarterback in the league. But
no, he's not.
Josh, there's nobody more fun to watch. There's nobody more fun to watch. And I don't know that there's a quarterback I would rather have. If I could, let me split that atom. Let me split those hairs.
Okay, you are. This is going to be good.
I totally am. I'm trying to have it both ways. Josh Allen is the prototype, man. Like, it's just, good luck.
Okay.
Good luck against this dude.
Here's the problem. This is why, okay, Tom Brady, can I just say this? Tom Brady, as we've established many times on this program, the architect of this home. Thank you, Tom. Tom Brady, we appreciate you. We love you. And you've given us a very good life. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. Thought about naming all of my kids Brady in some way, but I couldn't get there. So he's got the best resume. He's got the best resume of any player in NFL history, quarterback or otherwise. Best resume. But Josh Allen,
accomplished player in NFL history. Yes.
Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Tom Brady right now simply because of this. If you're a defense, there's not an area of the field where you feel comfortable, or there's no scheme that you can come up with and say, oh, we feel good about this. You don't feel good about anything. Like with Tom Brady, the cliche, and it's true, cliches exist for a reason. Cliche is pressure up the middle, Tom doesn't like it. Okay.
That's every
pressure up
quarterback,
the middle,
though. I hate that. I hate that.
Except, I know.
None of them like pressure, like talking about it.
But this is the problem. With Tom Brady, what they're saying, implied in that is, if you get Tom Brady pressure up the middle, ain't nothing he can do about it to get out of the way.
He can't step up.
Which is true.
There's only so much of this he could do. Not so much,
Pressure. Go ahead, pressure Josh Allen up the middle. Okay.
Hell, he pressuring you.
All right. Now
one of these times, somebody gonna come on. He gonna just take somebody on in the pocket. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
You gonna lower his head in the pocket.
So he's got it right now, and this is no slight on Brady's arm because Brady's arm is fine at 45 years old. Thank you, but Josh Allen has a stronger arm than Tom Brady. He is stronger than Brady. He's faster than Brady. So it's really hard to find, and I guess, okay, here's the area. Here's the area where Brady is better. Either, you tell me, quarterback, is it decision-making or is it just flat-out accuracy? Because last year, we keep talking about Matthew Stafford. We'll talk about him later. He had 17 interceptions last year and a bunch of pick sixes. Josh Allen had 15. He had 15 picks last year. And so is it, and he had a couple last night. One wasn't his fault. One was a bad one. Is it decision-making that can be sharpened, or is it still like a little bit of an accuracy issue?
It's not necessarily like what Allen is missing. It's just what Brady has done and continues to do. It's not like he wasn't MVP runner-up last year. Not like he didn't lead the league in most basic and advanced passing metrics last year. It's just what Brady does in critical moments, I guess, would be the differentiator for me. But I'll meet you halfway here, all right? As we bring our flowers, as we crown King Josh Allen, right? I'll give you this. So, under the category of trying to have things both ways, all right, I coined this distinction. I started this. I built this. Brady's the greatest quarterback. Rodgers is the best to ever play the position. That started with me, okay? Allen, I'm being slightly facetious. Slightly facetious.
Slightly. But you believe it. You believe that. You believe that both things can be true, and they can't. But you believe they can.
Oh, you talking about that? I thought you meant that I was the first to say it. Okay.
No, you weren't the first to say it.
You mean the sentiment itself. You mean
the sentiment.
I think both things can be true.
No, they cannot. But anyway, go ahead.
It's the T word. Okay, you've heard this before, that Rodgers is the most talented quarterback in the NFL right now or to ever play the position. You've heard that.
Yeah,
I think Allen can be that right now and maybe ever. Allen can be that. When you combine his physical attributes with how he's developing up here, he can be that. And it's just really so amazing, such a testament to hard work, because this is not, he wasn't pick 199. He was not pick 199. But in that draft, he was so raw, and his rookie year, he was so inaccurate. The work
saw him. I mean,
that Dayball and Dorsey and Romo, I believe, was working with him at one point, that they have done on his mechanics, and that he has done on his mechanics, and the work that Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane have done as an organization to put him in position to succeed. Talk about prototypical quarterback. Blueprint for how to develop and support a quarterback is Josh Allen.
They've done an incredible job. They really have with the organization. But if you think about the steps of it, as you just said, Josh Allen, he was the number 7 pick in that draft. His first couple years, you're looking at him saying, "Oh, I don't know. He's got a big arm. Always had a big arm, and always had that athletic ability. I don't know if this guy's ever going to figure out accuracy." He was all over the place. I mean, even shortstop, man, the balls would be sailing all over. He missed receivers. He was just untamed. He was untamed, and now I think he has done a good job, as you said, of shaping it. But it's not just Josh Allen. They made a great decision to get your guy, Stephon Diggs.
Right.
When he went out of Minnesota, going against Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
All the draft choices they've made, the free agents they've picked up, they really have done. This is it's not like the Rams, where the Rams went out and they drafted well in some cases, but then they went out and spent some money and
mostly homegrown.
Spent their draft picks. But the Bills have just really steadily, strategically built a championship team. What?
You still got the Chiefs. And you still got the Chiefs though in the AFC. You sticking with the Chiefs.
Yeah, Buffalo's got to prove it.
All right.
They got to prove it.
Okay. All right.
The burden of proof is on Buffalo.
You nailed it. I want to frame that feed. Did I tell you that Josh Allen's my fantasy quarterback? Took him 25th overall in a 20-team league, and I feel great about it.
How you doing so far? Early results. How you doing?
It's a good feeling when it's like you're sitting on like 35.6 points. You just get to sit on that for like 3 days. That's a hell of a feeling.
The turnovers hurt. Turnovers must have hurt.
Not really. I got 35 points out of him.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.